Hello everyone, this is Julie with Craft with Julie, and today I wanted to try something a little different, something I haven't done before. I am going to recreate this scrapbook page from the brand new idea book using Cosette. I had the supplies, so I decided why not. I figured out the dimensions. I will put those in the description of the video so you can recreate this page as well. And I'm just going to walk you through the process. I will have to change a few things just because I don't have everything that they used, but I will for sure show you what I did. So the background is this beautiful icon paper, and I could have just used the whole piece, but it's so pretty and I didn't want to waste any of the paper, so I'm going to gut the paper. If you've never done this before, it's a great way to save on some paper. I am just putting that piece at 1 inch, and I will cut it up to 11 inches, and I will do that on all 4 sides. So then you will be left with a nice piece that you can use for other projects. The next layer is a piece of Toffee Cardstock, and I cut that down to 11 by 11, and I'm going to add adhesive around the icon piece just because it's easier to see where the adhesive needs to go. And I'm using my Versamat to line up the edges, because sometimes if it's cut out it gets a little flimsy, but this toffee piece of cardstock will add stability to the whole page. The next layer is this piece of zip strip. I cut that down to 11 inches, and it's going to go right underneath the piece of white cardstock that's 10 by 10. So if you see in the original, it has that little piece peeking out underneath, and so I put it down about 3/4 inches from the bottom, and then I'm going to layer this white piece of cardstock right on top. So this is where some guessing came in. I just guessed that these squares are 3 by 3, and I cut them the same pattern as the original page, and I'm just going to bring those in and line them up and just leave a little bit of edge around them. And after that is done, the next layer I cut are little squares of cardstock from pine and mulberry and mist, and I cut those at 2 by 2. And I noticed in the idea book that they had little white stitch lines, and so I'm taking my gel pen and I'm going to do that on all 3 of them. And then I'm going to add them to the page with their respective patterns. So the mulberry goes with the mulberry pattern, the mist will go on the mist, and the pine will go on the pine. I was looking through my photos and I found the perfect one for this page. This is in Belgium. This is part of a vacation I took in 2016, and you might have seen some of the other videos I did from this trip. But this was lunchtime, and it's like a hot dog inside of a baguette, and you just put some mustard on it, and some fries are in the tray below that you can barely see. But I'm taking some honey butter cardstock, and I'm making a dovetail, and then a piece of the zip strip that I love. This zip strip is so pretty, and I'm also dovetailing that, and it has some stitch lines on the bottom. Oh, we're not going to do stitch lines quite yet. I noticed when I zoomed in on this page, I put it on my computer and I zoomed in really close, there was some shading, so I'm guessing it was mist, and I'm just putting a little bit of color in that area with a blending brush. And now I'm going to add some Toffee ink around the edge of this French vanilla piece, and that will be for my title. And while I was at it, I added some Toffee ink to some of the accents that I'm going to be using. They're a little bit different than what was used on the original. I believe on the original they used a stamp set, the scrapbooking stamp set, and I don't have that. So I grabbed these die-cut shapes, and they're so pretty and fun, and I just added a little bit of toffee distressing to the outside of those. Okay, now that I remembered that the little banner needed some stitch lines, so I grabbed my white gel pen again and just added some stitch lines right on the bottom. And then I'm going to place this underneath my photo along with the zip strip that I've already cut. And this honey butter banner is 1.5 by 2, and I believe I just cut the zip strip at 2 inches, and just so I had enough room to mess around with it and put it exactly where I wanted it. So I'm going to go ahead and add these accents. These are the Cosette Die-Cuts, and they come in all kinds of different shapes, and it has that really fun kind of like newsprint on the front, but they just are so amazing. So I used the heart, the butterfly, and the flower, and I'm going to add my title at the top. On the original page, they used the stickers. There's some leaves on the sticker sheet, but I didn't have those since I used them on another project. So I took the Cosette Cardmaking stamp set in thin cuts, and they had these leaves on them, and they look very similar to the original. So I just cut those out, stamped them, and then colored them with a tri-blend marker. And now I'm just messing with the title. It needs to go a little bit further to the right. And then I also changed up where the leaves went just a little bit instead of one on each side because they were going the same direction, and it just kind of looked funny. So I changed those up. And then for the title, it was also stamped from that scrapbooking stamp set, but I had this sticker left over from my past project, so I am going to just put the sticker, it says Good Times, and add that as my title. You might notice that I don't have very many stickers left from this collection, and it's because I've used them on other projects. One of those being the Makers with Heart virtual crop. I'm using them on the project, and you'll see those videos here coming up soon on the 22nd. So you can stay tuned. There's more from this collection coming. And I'm just going to add the good off to the left hand side, and I think it looks so cute, and the times really pops for the title. On the original page, there were black lines for journaling. I'm not going to necessarily journal about this photo, so I'm going to add them anyway because I thought it looked really nice on the page, and then I will add my date of when this photo was taken. And they had some other, they had Cherish and Memories stamped, and it looks like embossed, but I don't have that stamp set, so I'm actually just going to take my brown pen and handwrite Belgium. This is scary. I practiced a couple times on a scratch piece of paper, but I'm going to just write that out in my own handwriting right above where I'm going to put the date. So this photo was taken back in 2016. So you don't always have to be caught up to date. I'm not. And really just scrapbook what speaks to you and makes you happy. And the last finishing touch right here with the stickers, there are 4 little corners. I used 2 on a different project, so I am just going to add 2 in opposite corners on this page. The very last thing we need to do is add some bling. In the original, they used the green dots, and I was out of those at the time. I have some more coming. I used them on the different other projects. So I grabbed my gold shimmer dots, I think they're gems, and just put them in the same place that was on the original. So this page is done. So there's the original, and then there is my version. Again, I will put the cutting dimensions in the description so you can create your own. If you enjoyed this video, I would love a thumbs up. Maybe leave me a comment, and make sure you subscribe so you don't miss out on any future videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time.